hyperinflation. You see the price of everything going up, man. And pretty soon, people not, well, right now, people can't afford, you know, gas, certain foods, you know, their lifestyle as they once knew it, you know. And it's because, man, this place is going down. It's going down morally for a long time, and now it's going down physically. And that's because the Lord has had enough of this place, man. You know, this great city that once was is gonna come to naught.
Amos 8:11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord.
And that as well, man. But two types of famine is coming, man. The famine of not hearing the law, statutes, and commandments, the scriptures, anything remotely connected to the scriptures, man. You know, a lady is on trial currently, or is it over with? You know, the woman that is on trial for mentioning the scriptures.
It's about giving her daughter to like a 40-year-old man.
No, well, it was a lady who was being on trial for mentioning something about the scripture, about the LGBT movement. But yeah, you know, this lady got to the trial for mentioning something about the scripture. I think that was California. I think we're talking about Poland. Yeah. Another Finland, another one of those predominantly Edomite ran countries, man. And we know that these things tend to make their way towards America, man. You know, so that famine of the word is coming. The Lord gonna remove this being off of these highways and byways, man. And when things get real hectic for you, you ain't gonna be able to find it. Because when the Lord stretched out his hand, you ignored him. How was you still got that Proverbs 1:20?
I can put it back up.
It's a little bit more on this. Verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. They that swear by the sin of Samaria, and say, thy God, O Dan, liveth, and the manner of Beersheba liveth, even they shall fall and never rise up again.
You know, so people gonna be looking for where are those guys at? You know, what should I do next? What you had all the times while the getting was good, and you didn't want to get it. You rather scoff. You rather go and eat sugar fry. You rather go and shop. You didn't try to inquire of the Lord, man. What he says, what he said was gonna happen. You know, how he said to move, how he said to be. You know, his laws, statutes, and commandments. People spend all your time trying to debunk it. But one thing for sure, and two things for certain, that these prophecies gonna come to pass, and your ass gonna be out.
This is Proverbs chapter 1, starting at the 20th verse. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets.
Right. So just the wisdom crying out on the streets, man. You know, that mouthpiece of the Lord, telling you thus saith the Lord. But you people don't want to hear that, man. You want to reject it and live and walk in the lust, man, that Esau has laid out for you to have the liberty to do that, man. But everybody probably heard from the elder in their family or whatever community, just because you can do something don't mean you should, man. And that's exactly what this wickedness is here, man. Just because Esau laid it out for you on a platter, man, don't mean you should indulge in it, man. Because guess what? One thing about Esau is whatever he's pushing and promoting is for your detriment, man, especially if you're an Israelite, man. He don't care about his own people, man. He didn't share the wealth with his own people. So why would he have your best interest at heart and he hates you?
in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gate. In the city she uttereth her word, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity?
And how long y'all gonna love this dumb shit, man? Until you can't do it no more. Until life get real out here for you. Until you start seeing these bodies piling up in the street, ain't nobody to clean this shit up.
Sure.
You know? When danger is ever so present, that's when you gonna try to get your act right. But it's gonna be too far gone to do something about it, man. This place is destined for destruction anyway, man. Thus saith the Lord.
Okay. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hated knowledge. Turn you at my reproof, behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you.
And how is he doing that, man? By the men, out on the highways and byways, man. He said, turn at my reproof. So you supposed to hear these things that the men are saying and get your shit together. But our people spend their time bucking up against it, man. The very things that's beneficial to you and telling you about your salvation, but you want to buck up because you got the liberty to do that here, man. But guess what? Esau got concentration camps prepared for you. They just been passing laws to bring back the use of guillotines. So what do you think this man has got planned for you? He's constantly perfecting his blessing, which is the sword. Got all type of weapons out here because he's ready to wage war on you, man. He's ready to come down with that great wrath, man. Somebody can grab that if they ain't got nothing.
Because I have called and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set a knot at Salakia. But ye had set a knot all my counsel and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh.
Right. Like the brother said, brothers gonna be making jokes about you, man. Shit. You know, he gonna be mocking you, man. You gonna be crying, oh my God, and he gonna be mocking you, oh my God. You didn't want to hear me when I was stretching my hand out to you. I don't know how ways and byways. So why would I listen to you now when your calamity strikes?
Right.
You know?
And even your own flesh and blood. Hey, because, hey, look, there's women out here whose son is a prophet, or your husband is a prophet.
Guess what?
So yeah, you held accountable for that. Because you already know that he done told you. Because this truth burning us like a fire, so of course you're going to have to spread it. Right? Hey, you know, it's the good kind of fire, though. And if we made a gold, you're going to be purified. If we made some weak shit, rubbish, you're going to get burnt up.
Keep going. Okay. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. Right. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me.
Right. Whenever some evil is done or some evil bad times happen, what the first thing people say? I don't care what type of religion they in, even atheists, you catch them. Oh my God! Well, I thought you didn't believe in one. But it's something about that danger and that fear when they heart is faint, they run to the Heavenly Father.
Yeah, like a nigga and say, hey, I don't read the Bible until I go to jail. That's the worst one.
Because they ain't got them this type of distractions in there. You know, you don't have that much liberty. You know, you can't be occupied with too much wickedness in jail. You can get in some shit, but not like out here where you just, you know, you have the liberty to indulge in whatever type of foolishness you want to. You know? Some more, okay.
Yeah. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Yahweh.
Right. They chose to obey Esau. They chose to seek after the things that Esau pushed them. You know, they chose to get their crumbs from Esau's table. They're not worried about what the most I want them to eat is wrong.
Right.
You know? They or if they do indulge, they eat it until it get bitter and they spit it out, man. They don't want to hear the whole truth about it, man. Right. They only want to hear what Pastor so-and-so said. And it was all smooth things, but for your information, this ain't all smooth, man. The truth ain't all smooth. Like you said earlier, man. It's a two-edged sword, man.
Right.
So if you fucked up, yeah, you're gonna get cut. But that's for reproof, man. It's for you to improve, man.
Right.
Read and acknowledge. And first you gotta acknowledge that you fucked up.
Yeah.
You know? Just like when you go to any addiction class or any class where you gotta improve, you gotta admit that you need that help. You gotta admit that you're wrong. And that's the first thing to come into repentance. You gotta acknowledge that you fucked up. And admit that you need help from the Heavenly Father to be cleansed. And you gotta take that chastisement, man. When you hear the prophets and the men of the Lord rebuking you or reprove you, that's love, man, so you can get your shit together.
Appreciate it. This is Matthew 18, let's go to 1. At the same time came the disciples unto Yahushua, saying, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Yahushua called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, verily I say, said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, you shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Why compare you to little children? Because they don't know nothing. Yeah. A child has to be taught everything that they gonna learn. And they say from 0 to 5 is they retain everything they learn from them, and that's how their personality gonna be. So you gotta become as a babe, man, forgetting all the shit you learned out here in this world and learn the knowledge of the scriptures, man.
Alright, it's a little more. Verse 4. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever shall receive one such little child in my name, receiveth me. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believeth in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. So it's better for you to die, all right, if you offend one of these little ones, all right? Because the Lord is using us to receive experience from whatever. Then the Lord is also marking you 2/3, all right? Marking you heathens. Because if you do us wrong, whatever type of way, that's your ass. Because it's not a game to play with the Lord's anointing. Even King David didn't kill Saul. Saul was still anointed by the Heavenly Father, so he already knew better. They said that what? His heart smote. You know, when he was over his body, he probably had his sword in his hand. He's like, nah, I can't do that. Alright? Yeah, so, and a lot of jakes, they just ignore that shit. They ignore that feeling in them, so they just do shit anyway. And they wonder why they messed up.
They wonder why judgment comes in a certain way.
And I had another, it's like it, bro. Matthew 9:14. Then came to him the disciples of John, saying, why do we and the Pharisees fast often, but thy disciples fast not? And Yahushua said unto them, can the children of the bride chamber mourn, as long as the bridegroom was with them? But the days will come when the bridegroom shall be taken from them, and then shall they fast. No man putteth a piece of new cloth unto an old garment, but that which is put to fill it taketh up the garment,